Hey, want to go see the SpongeBob movie? A SpongeBob movie? Yeah, let's go. Hey, want to go see the SpongeBob movie? Another one? Sure, why not? Hey, want to go see the SpongeBob movie? Again, I mean, I want to go see the SpongeBob movie? Want to go see the SpongeBob? Want to go to see the Sponge? Want to go see the, want to go see the, want to go see the, want to go see, want to. I think I'm getting tired of SpongeBob movies. Back in 2004, we get an absolute staple in cinema, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. What was actually supposed to be the ending of the series, and that was 21 years ago. Every decade, we get a new yellow cartoon guy that takes over the entertainment industry, and god damn it, he just makes so much money. So Hollywood, 10 years after that, said, wait a minute, is this an unmilked franchise? What are we doing? And thus, we now have SpongeBob throwing ass to Ice Spice 5 movies later, just as Hillenburg intended. Rest in peace, man. In this video, I'm going to go through all the SpongeBob movies and explain why I'm kind of tired of them. This franchise just needs to be put to bed, man. It had a great run. It really did. It's one of the all-time great shows and characters ever. But at this point, I think it's just hurting its legacy. It's now a dead franchise walking. But it wasn't always like this. That 2004 movie holds a really special place in my heart. I had a SpongeBob-themed birthday party when I was 6. Heck, here's the inflatable balloon that's still in my room to this day. SpongeBob was everything. Even years and years after the movie's release, it was still very popular among my generation. I have extremely intense nostalgia around every aspect of it, all the way up to the final freeze frame with SpongeBob jumping in the air, where I always jumped with him. It was my favorite movie as a kid. I cannot say the same thing about any of the next movies. The rate of these movies' releases is increasing exponentially. First, it was like 2004, then another in 2015, then 2020, then 2024, and if you count the direct-to-Netflix sequels, we've gotten 2 this year. At this rate, we'll be getting 5 movies in 2030, and it's just so unnecessary to me. Here's what I mean. Sponge Out of Water, released in 2015, to mixed reactions. I remember seeing this with my family in theaters. I was in 5th grade at the time. I vividly remember it was funny, but the big complaint all the time was, bruh, they're barely out of water. All the trailers showed SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Mr. Krabs, and Sandy with superpowers in CG out of water, and that's like, I don't know, the last 20 minutes of the film. I remember not really liking the time travel trope either and thinking overall, even as a kid, yeah, this isn't nearly as good as the first movie. But ironically, the 2D animated parts were good. Not to say that, you know, the out of water part wasn't quality. For what it was fun live action hybrid with a ton of jokes and action sequences, yeah. But I think the 2D segments maintained the SpongeBob charm. And a lot of that charm is the fact that Stephen Hillenburg was heavily involved in making this movie. That is the secret sauce. He, as a creative mind, is all the difference. Sadly, Hillenburg died in 2018. He had complications with ALS. He was only 57. Really a tragic day in the animation space and in just the world. And in a just world, this would be the end of SpongeBob. I mean, what? A 20-year run isn't enough? Apparently not for Nickelodeon. Since his death, we've gotten several more seasons, a Camp Coral spinoff, another spinoff, The Patrick Star Show, and 3 more movies, all relatively against Hillenburg's will. This is like a greater issue with LA-based studios in general, but man, they are so obsessed with spin-off shows. I never got the hype for these things. The Adventure Time spin-offs, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, I get it. Better Call Saul is super popular. But I'm kind of just mind blown how there's so much demand for these things because I just never find them nearly as appealing as, I don't know, a new show. So the next movie came in 2020, Sponge on the Run, alongside Camp Coral a year later. Nobody talks about it because it didn't release in theaters here in the US. You know, COVID pandemic and all. Remember that? Apparently had a theatrical run in Canada, though, so shout out Canada. This movie was literally just a giant advertisement for the Camp Coral spin-off show, which, you guessed it, Hillenburg didn't want. And it's just so forced into the plot. The characters will just randomly talk about their experiences in Camp Coral earlier in their lives when they're like little baby kids throughout the story, and it just ruins the pace of the movie. For example, near the end of the movie, when Patrick is explaining to a crowd why SpongeBob is such a dear friend to him, he doesn't recount events from within the movie, you know, like the journey they just went on. No, but instead he recounts events from Camp Coral, which none of us have seen and is only now being introduced into the story. It is shockingly corporate and shoehorned in, which is a shame because it's not a bad movie. It has pretty funny jokes. That endearing SpongeBob charm is still there. You got some really elite references to little jokes in the show, like the robot SpongeBob and the Patty Mobile. And man, it just looks really good. Sandy's furry texture, SpongeBob's bouncy animation, the art style is awesome. There's clearly a lot of love for SpongeBob in this movie, but you just can't escape the shadows of the suits and ties trying to sell you a new product. You can just tell that the animators love SpongeBob, but the producers hate Hillenburg. And unfortunately, it gets a lot worse from here. See, after that movie didn't do so well, Nickelodeon said, what if we make a few spin-off movies direct to Netflix? Some cheaper productions. The Sandy Cheeks movie and Plankton the movie. These films are so bad. They are unbearably lazy. The animation quality is noticeably worse, and they're just unfunny. Think about that. How do you make SpongeBob unfunny? The line delivery in these movies are just so off. The script is so bland that actors sound unnatural delivering their lines. Thus, the comedic timing falls completely flat, to the point where you can kind of guess the punchline to any upcoming joke, because they just play every single joke so straight up, and you have like a 70% chance of guessing it right. Also, this is kind of random, but why are they musicals? These voice actors and actresses are not that good at singing. Listen, I understand the 2004 movie had I'm a goofy goober, yeah. That doesn't require that all other movies be musicals. I mean, those songs had variety. They had creative themes. Now I have to listen to Plankton sing songs? And just conceptually. Really? The Sandy Cheeks movie? The Plankton movie? What's next? The Barnacle Boy spinoff? The Old Man Jenkins prequel? Like, it's just so unimaginative and corporate and lazy. The Sandy movie, specifically, is one of the lowest rated movies I've ever seen. Like, it is hated by the community. I'm not some snarky outlier. Beyond drawings, it's just the Sandy Cheeks movie. It's just a kid's movie. Literally, nobody likes it. So, that brings us to today. The SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants. I have not seen it, and I don't think I will see it. I just don't want to give these studios my money anymore. I don't want them to think, oh, Beyond Drawings wants more of this. No more. Enough. Let Hillenburg rest, please. I know it's unfair. I'm objectively not giving this movie a fair shot. The movie might be good. It might still capture that classic SpongeBob charm. Unlike Sponge Out of Water, Hillenburg's not working on it. And I just don't have that much hope that it's going to be that much better. And, it could have some good production, although, just based on the trailers alone, I think Sponge on the Run has the better visual style. I think it was a little more dynamic. But, maybe it's funny, I suppose. Listen, it's almost certainly going to be better than the dog shit direct-to-DVD sequels or direct-to-Netflix sequels or whatever. But considering the Ice Spice Fish is the most memorable part of the trailer I've seen, I don't know. I think I'll sit this one out. It's doomed, in my opinion, to be a soulless movie. I'm just so burned out by SpongeBob. I've had enough. Damn. It really does suck to see your childhood icon just go on for too long. My goat is washed. We'll probably get the Larry the Lobster movie and the Old Man Jenkins prequel and all that released to Netflix. Oh well. Maybe this movie doesn't do well at the box office and this changes their minds. I don't know, but that's my opinion. Well, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and bye!